And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. And welcome back to the Sunday speed run. It's not really a speed run. It's the Sunday free roam with the speed run Arthur. I thought we were finished speed running this Arthur, but we need to get a second Schofield. We need to get rid of this horse. And we need to check to see if the Limpany Gold has respawned. Let's get started. Callum, me boy, is here. Shout out to Ireland, the Emerald Isle. Callum says, Antonio. Greetings, Callum. How are you, my friend? I'm glad you're here. The chat has missed you. And thanks for being here early. Hope you are well. Hope all of you are well. Sadie's a little tired. She was very social today. She's all tuckered out from mixing with her two-legged and four-legged friends. What's that about? So she had fun. I suppose I had fun too. Callum says, liking the suit again today. Thank you, Callum. It's Hugo Boss. And I've got the Agent 47 look going on. Callum says, all good here. How about you? And apologies, I couldn't drop in yesterday. No worries, Callum. We had fun, though. I'm not going to lie. We had fun yesterday. It was very silly. Hijinks ensued. But I'm sure we will have fun again tonight, as always. Oh, Callum, were you here when we decided we're gonna play Cyberpunk 2077 once we finish this speed run? Were you here when we decided that? Because we decided that. Doesn't look like we got any kind of respawning action. Callum, Miko did not. I'm not sure what's going on, Miko. Sometimes people drop out, they move on. What can you do? But, without saying goodbye or an explanation, it's easy. I guess it's easy. And I hope that's not what happened with Miko. But, people move on. Mama 1 and Papa 1 are here. Mama 1 says, hey, family. And Papa 1 says, hey, gang. Greetings, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Happy Sunday to you, my friends. And we're so happy you're here. Sadie's here. She's very tired. She's watching the controller. What's that about? Callum says, no, I wasn't here when you were talking about Cyberpunk, but I am very excited for it. Yeah, when we finish this speed run. We're going to finish this speed run and get John to, finish with John in Epilogue 2, and then get him back to Epilogue 1, reload an old save, and use him for Marston Mondays. We'll bring back Marston Mondays on the PS5. Callum says, hey, Mama 1 and Papa 1, and has a big old Irish heart for them. I'm glad you're here. What are we doing? Oh, we're going to upgrade. We have to upgrade the bolt action and the Schofield. And then we'll see if the Schofield event has respawned. I bet you it has. Poor old Sadie has gone under the desk. She's very tired. She's all tuckered out. We've got a $1.50 bounty. We should take care of that before we fool around in town. We'll just leave the horse right here.
Welcome. How do you do? Nothing like a fresh start. We'll make sure New Hanover gets word of this.
Mom one says, "Hey Callum, glad you're here, dear.
I don't care to see you repeat your past behavior. You don't tell me what to do. Ready to lose them teeth. You're gonna die. Talking now, huh?
Okay." Arthur can still fight. You'll be happy to know. Callum says, "Did you have a look at the Telltale Walking Dead games yet, Antonio?" I did not, Callum. I'm sorry. I was busy all day with family and dog stuff. There was Sadie got to see all of her little dog cousins, and I got to see some of my human cousins, and we ate a lot.
What's your problem? Do come in.
Customize. Okay, let's deal with this Schofield.
Good. Ain't no trace of rust on that as far as I can see. How about you get some new sights for this, huh?
We'll do an ebony grip. I like long barrels. Well, actually, it already has a long barrel. Okay, we'll do rifling. An iron sight.
Essential, I reckon.
And we will gold it up.
You want to make this really yours? Give it a personal engraving.
We'll do a brass hammer. Well, actually, we'll do a blued steel hammer. That makes more sense. And a blued steel trigger. That looks okay.
Let me know.
Engravings. Baroque. Art Nouveau. Victorian. Well, let's do Victorian because it's 1899. Channel member Curbs is here. It says, "Good morning, folks." Good morning, Curbs. How are you, friend? What's going on with the mic? Hold on a second. I didn't even notice that it was lowering. Mom one says, "I'm doing well. Finished up some cleaning and other chores." Papa one says, "Been an easy day on the farm. Tomorrow we'll be getting more horse supplies in, so that's always fun."
You keep treating Ann like your own child, all right? Good on you. I got some nice carved stocks.
Okay, we have. It looks like we dealt with the
How'd you like to give this a personal touch with some engraving?
we did already do our customizing. We just didn't do a finish. Mama one says, "Does Sadie do well around kids, Super Antonio? Sometimes our farm dogs vary on how well they interact with children. Some of them have never been around them, so they don't want to be messed with." She does now. She knocked a kid down once. It was horrible. I was mortified and appalled. But that's when she was less than a year old. And I think she didn't know her own strength. And she was just very enthusiastic. And she doesn't do that anymore. So yeah, she's pretty good around kids.
They told me a man of the clergy joined a poker game down in Flat
Okay. Let's just check back here.
What do you want? This is private.
Papa One's his kid probably deserved it. Sadie, you got a free pass from Papa One. We could always rely on Papa One to be on Sadie's side. Let's move the horse out of the way.
Easy there, girl.
I didn't need that. The horse needed that. Mr. Maddie's here. Says, what I miss? Not much, Mr. Maddie. We're just trying to get a second Schofield. But I don't think the event triggered, even though we knocked on the door. I'm just gonna go in there and aim the gun and see what happens.
Look, let's not be at loggerheads forever. Hey, put that damn gun.
Let me into that back room of yours right now.
Sir, please. You don't want to get involved with them, I promise you.
You make them open up, or you're a dead man.
I guess we're getting a second Schofield today.
Hey, open up. It's me. I brought some food and whiskey for you fellas.
I got some sandwiches for you. The doctor should be thanking us for getting rid of these jokers.
Don't try anything funny.
Thought you were that cowpoke who bothered us earlier. Put it on the table.
What the hell you got going?
Oh God! Please! You ain't killing me, you son of a bitch!
Second Schofield. What happens if we put on the old bandana?
Shit. Dumb move.
Okay, run, Arthur. Unknown suspect. Unknown suspect. Wait, we got a bounty. Doesn't matter. Run. Run, Arthur. Well, that worked. Okay, I hope everyone is happy. Actually, we can dual wield Schofields now. Callum says, I like the horse. Callum, the horse likes you. Mama wants to blow up the safe. Well, we got too distracted, Mama One. But I'm sure this isn't the last time we will rob them. Oh, Miko Herptile's here. Greetings, Miko. Callum was asking about you. I hope you're well, Miko. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio, Sadie, Mott's, and everyone. Just passing through. Very busy these days. Have a great stream, fellas. Take care now. Great. Thanks for checking in, Miko. Missed your friend, and I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're okay. Look at that. How do you shoot both at the same time? You just kind of alternate. Oh well. Looks like the O'Driscolls are back. Oh, we have to do a little hunting.
Come one step closer, look.
Well, that was fun. Well, okay, let's pick up some supplies. Miko says, hello, Callum, Mama 1, Papa 1, Curbs, Mr. Maddie. See you cowpokes next time. Yeah, thanks for checking in, Miko. Everyone was asking about you. You're quite popular. What's that about? Everyone missed you. Arthur casually burning down the camp, Callum says. And you get a thumbs up from channel member Curbs. I'm sure that's for you, Miko. There's some gun oil around here somewhere that we need. There it is. Mama One says, ever come across O'Driscoll's in Lemoyne or Amberino? No and no. Amberino? Maybe. Let me think. Amberino. No, you sometimes see O'Driscolls around here. That O'Driscoll camp we just raided will respawn around here sometimes. But really, there are no enemies up here in Amberino. You think. Yeah. It's relatively, yeah, the only enemies you can encounter are grizzlies and wolves. What about down here? Yeah, and sometimes, well, when you get over here, that's you're good. You're getting into Murphy Brood territory. But I really don't think there's anything up here. That's annoying. What's that about? Okay, we need time and mint. Time and mint in some big game. Arthur basically knows where to go. Callum says, I can't tell if you're currently playing the game or not. Let's shoot something, Callum, to prove to Callum that this is not fake news and we're actually playing the game. I don't want to kill anything. Let's say hi to that guy.
Hey there, partner.
Okay, let's shoot the top
This what you want?
of the oil derrick. Then let's shoot that cactus. Then let's shoot, what else can we shoot? Let's shoot that can. Okay, we need some time. It is time for some time. And I think these are times over here. Nope, that's not time. Those are wild carrots. And berries. There's time around here somewhere. There, I see it. I see it. Mama once says you should follow a random NPC around on the road and see if they really go to a destination. Usually they just do a route, Mama one. They just go in a circle. They do a circuit. Papa one says it was such a peaceful night until we heard Henry screaming because apparently his ass got caught on fire. And Papa one says, Callum reminds me of... Oh, here he goes. Callum reminds me of my dad and our friend Henry went on a hunting trip. Henry got so drunk and went in his tent. Apparently, he lit a cigarette and dropped it in a match in the middle of the night. And he caught on fire. Papa one says he put it out. He was fine. The only thing he heard was his pride. It was so quiet that night until we just heard him hollering. How many of those do we got? 3? That's not enough. Here's some more. Count says, don't forget to hit the like the live, everyone. Thank you, Callum. I appreciate you taking care of that, your mod responsibilities. Like and subscribe. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday. We're not really doing anything tonight. We're just kind of picking herbs and spices so we can get Arthur ready for a speed run. So now we have 7. Lucky number 7. Arthur's favorite bounty hunter camp. Oh, geez. These jokers. Hold on. Is that a brindle? That's a brindle. I know we already got a brindle. No, it's a thoroughbred. No, it is a brindle. It is a brindle thoroughbred. Never mind. Where'd you go? Hope this is exciting content for you. Getting a horse we don't need. Okay, let's go look at Arthur's bounty hunter camp. Unless it despawned. Which was the original reason. Well, actually, we're looking for time. I think it despawned. That smoke is in the wrong place. No, actually, there it is. What do we got? What do we have here? We have a Belgian draft. What's back there? Another Belgian draft. Mealy chestnut. Calum says, really enjoyed these lives. Fun to see you play the game while talking to the chat. The chat's what makes the live stream. It's the interaction. That's what's fun for me. It's just sometimes we have to concentrate. Where's that joker going? What do we got now? They did not change. Maybe we didn't go far enough. I wasn't paying attention. Cruz is here. Greetings, Cruz. Cruz says hi, everyone. Papa One says we were a very fun group, Calum. You would have had the time of your life. We may have always gave each other a hard time, but everyone of the crew was my family. And Mama One wants a braid on this one too. And Papa One says, I think the gameplay footage are fun because we get to see the embarrassing parts. Yeah, when that's behind the YouTubers, the content creators curtain. You know, when I made YouTube videos, you know, I made an effort to make sure the gameplay was perfect and flawless. So you never saw all of this. You only saw the perfect time. And then you get the impression that it's that way every time because I have a YouTube channel and I pretend to be an authority on this game. And I used to be good at this game. We have a light gray Shire and a what? And a Suffolk punch. A sorrel. Suffolk punch. Sorrel Brook. Does anyone remember Sorrel Brook? And Mama One says, hey, Cruz. And Cruz says, hi, Mama One. And Cruz says, hi, Mama One and Papa One. And Papa One says, hope you are well, Cruz. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, I'm glad Miko checked in. He's just very busy. I hope he's doing well. There's busy good and busy bad. The Belgians are back. Cruz, I agree. Monster is very disturbing. I have many opinions on that. Charlie Hunnam, I thought he seemed miscast to me. And ironically, I have 2 movies with Charlie Hunnam. I have on Blu-ray. I've got Pacific Rim and Crimson Peak, both by Guillermo del Toro. And he plays basically the same character, you know, just handsome leading man in both movies. And I never, you know, and I remember him, of course, from Sons of Anarchy. But I think he did a great job in Monster for what it was. That voice he does, that quiet, gentle voice. Very, very strange and off-putting. And a little Irish. He didn't sound Irish, Kieran. He was like, it's a very Midwestern accent. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, and Ed Gein really didn't talk like this. He didn't have a gentle, breathy voice. It makes you appreciate Charlie Hunnam's acting ability because he can maintain this voice. And it's very difficult for me to do. But he decided on that voice because to represent how Ed Gein thought that his mother wanted a daughter. And that's why, you know, so he talked in like a breathy little girl voice. That was his impression of being a little girl, to please his mother. And to be as non-threatening and as non-masculine as possible. But here's my problem, Cruz, and you'll appreciate this. When you have a conventionally attractive lead character, regardless whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, the audience is automatically going to be sympathetic. Find that character sympathetic. You'll be on that character's side, and that's how we're genetically wired. You know, we like handsome and pretty people. And so, you know, you're forced by the director's choice to side with, you know, a ridiculously scary, psychotic, schizophrenic, necrophiliac individual. And also, you know, his physique, he's got that standard. Serena's here. Everybody say hi. Hi to Serena. I'll talk to you in a minute, Serena. I want to finish this thought. His physique is like, you know, is like from Jax from Sons of Anarchy. You know, just that standard Hollywood low body fat. You know, sub 10% abs. You know, everything. Which he shows off a lot with when he's wearing his bra and panties and pretending he's a pretty lady. And again, that's glamorizing it. That's glamorizing the fetish. It's like you're using an attractive male body to showcase, the lacy bra and panties. And it's again, it's like a cinematic shorthand that that forces the audience to sympathize, and in a subtle biological way feel some kind of attraction or sympathy, which doesn't sit well with me. I found it very off-putting. Also, necrophilia, I don't, they show as much as they can of that whole process, which I don't think I ever really wanted to know the logistics of it. And again, he's a great actor, or he did very well in the role. But still, yeah, it's like I couldn't watch it all the way through, Cruise. It was really messing with my brain. Serena says, hi, sorry I'm late. Here, let me get Sadie here to say hi to you, Serena. And Serena says, hi, everyone. And Mama 1 says, hey, Serena. Papa 1 says, hope you're well, Serena. Serena says, hi, Mama 1. And Papa 1, I'm taking it easy. And hello to Cruz. And hope you're well, Papa 1. Cruz says, hi, Serena. Papa 1 says, Ed Gein's mother would totally vote for a certain party in 2025. Super Antonio, sure, yeah. Poor little Eddie would have had pronouns now, LOL. Yeah, it was totally written for that audience. And Serena says, I watched Ed Gein's Love Charlie Hunnam. Still had me on Sons of Anarchy, yeah. And Papa 1 says, one of my favorite shows, Serena, love Sam Crow. Mr. Maddie says, when I look at Charlie Hunnam, all I see is the king of Atlantis. He hasn't played Aquaman, but he'd be a good Aquaman. He'd be a great Aquaman, Mr. Maddie, now that you mention it. And Cruz says, right profile for the story. And Cruz is only on the 4th episode. Well, it's not a spoiler, Cruz, but it's a Ryan Murphy production, so there's a big musical number at the end. So that's something for you to look forward to. Temp Horse, come on. Home. Let's go home. Serena says, I like Charlie in King Arthur. I never saw it. My dad saw it. Oh, we got to deal with these jokers.
Move it. Move it. On your knees. We will not take up a moment longer than we got to. Get over your money.
Do we not have any food? We really need to do a little cooking. Curse those O'Driscolls. Speaking of O'Driscolls, Mama 1. Yeah, and when you look at pictures of Ed Gein, he was kind of, he was He didn't exactly look like I mean, there's a resemblance with Charlie Hunnam. I mean, it works. And then Charlie Hunnam, in an interview with his Australian accent, was just parroting some talking points. You can't. I have no respect for actors anymore. But he was saying, "How do we have nothing we can eat to restore our dead eye?" I hate having red cores. He was saying that before Ed Gein, before Psycho, which was based on Ed Gein, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, our monsters were all external. They were Frankenstein. They were Frankenstein, werewolf, and Dracula. But after Psycho, the monsters became us. We became the monsters. Now, and that's, I think, a great thought. I think that's and true. I don't think he came up with that. I think he was told to say that by his publicist. But it's an interesting point. I think very salient, and but you know me, I've always loved monsters. I just, it's like Amazon Prime is showing all the original Universal horror movies: Frankenstein, Werewolf, Invisible Man. Not The Mummy. I want to see The Mummy, and a Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I was watching Creature from the Black Lagoon, which was filmed in Florida. They're nowhere near the Black Lagoon. And it's a lot of fun. Very charming. I have thoughts on that one too. Let's pay that bounty, $1.50. Mr. Maddie says, I'm pretty sure he's British, not Australian. I could have sworn he's Australian. I told Serena he's Australian. And if you want to disappoint us, Serena, Mr. Maddie, you can, but let it be on your head. Will we ever make it to the stable? That's my question for you. Callum is back. Greetings, Callum. Okay. Now, spoiler alert, we are getting rid of all of these horses. We don't need them anymore.
That horse doing all right? If you want me to keep that overnight, there's room in the stable.
Sell. And sell. And saddle up. Do we not have a decent saddle on this? On this reverse dapple? Hold on. Let me check something. We do not. Let's go get us an alligator. First things first, though, we gotta cook up some big game meat. Do we have any that we can cook up? We've got 5. Mama One wants another braid. This is going to be the Brady live stream. Mr. Batty says, Wikipedia says he's from England. You're the one who's telling Serena, and you will deal with the wrath of Serena, Mr. Maddie. And so on your head, let it be, because she's convinced he's Australian because someone, I don't know who, told her he was Australian. Someone in the chat promised Serena that Charlie Hunnam is Australian. And they better own up. I love blaming the chat. It's a new game of mine. It's called Blame the Chat. It is a poor workman who blames his tool, and it is a poor streamer who blames the chat. And I got to tell you, that's one of my favorite things to do, is blaming the chat. And the dog. But you can't blame the dog. I never blame the dog. Let's see. Mr. Matty says, make it the warhorse from Red Dead 1 and give it a long white mane and tail. And Cruz says, the butcher is right there, Super Antonio, if no meat. And Papa One says, are both brindles gone? Yes, we don't need them anymore, and we're moving on. This is a speed run, Arthur. Serena says, I love Red Dead 1, and I get confused where to get the warhorse. Where to go to get it. And Mama One says, love the Mohawks, though. Yes, we are on Team Mohawk here. Charles. We could get an Iron Grey Ardennes in this one if you want. That horse is available. Let's put the horse in here with all his horsey friends. Excuse me. Okay, sit, wait, talk to the chat. Tell everyone to like and subscribe. Craft Cook. Oh, and we're down. Let's see. Okay, we can get some time big game. Serena says he still jacks to me. LOL. And Papa One says you buy the editions for the game, Serena. Serena says that Papa One, thank you, and thanks everyone. And Papa One says anytime. Anytime. Papa One says, Serena, don't worry, he can identify as Australian. Yes. Oh, and then Laurie Metcalf, she does a great job as Mrs. Geen. And his girlfriend, or that girl that has a weird relationship with him, not exactly a girlfriend. Arthur does like his pork chops. We just need extra food for our cores. And everyone in there is based on actual historical characters. They just, they play around with the relationship and the timing. But I like the actress they got to play her. I thought she's a cutie. Calum says, another great stream. Also, Antonio, hope you and Sadie have a good week. Love you both. We love you, Callum. You have a great week, and we shall return on Fridays for Free Roam Fridays. On Fridays, we free roam. And we hope to see you there, Callum. Papa One says, glad you could be here, Callum. And see you next time, son. Much love. Yeah. Cruz says, I think I might have to head out too, guys. Going to continue to watch Monsters. Okay, enjoy. The next one is going to be on Lizzie Borden. And I can tell you right now, if it's a Ryan Murphy production, Lizzie Borden is going to like the ladies. We should eat one of these big games as long as we're here. Are you watching Monster yet, Mama One? Because it's right up your alley. Why aren't we fast traveling? I don't think we can fast travel to Saint Denis. We haven't been there yet. Yeah, Serena, I don't know if they've even started production on Lizzie Borden. But I'm not really interested in seeing the Menendez ones or the Dahmer one. I wish he would make more American Horror Stories, personally. Ryan Murphy, that is. Do we not have any? I think it's going to be hot in Saint Denis. We can't. This is our. We can't take this jacket off. Suppose we could stop in Rhodes. Mama One says the Dahmer series is fantastic. A must-watch Super Antonio. And Serena says Dahmer really frightened me. Yeah, those dramatic retellings of true crime really do a number on my head. Like, it was really hard watching Monster. And I'm not sure why. I think it's just because it's too close to the truth, based on events that actually happened. And yeah, it's sobering. Scary when it's true, Serena says. Yeah. Papa One says, I must agree with my wife, Super Antonio. The Dahmer was the best one. Interesting. Okay, let's try it. Why not? Why the heck not? Oh, they've got like a Richard Speck cameo in Ed Gein in Monster. And I learned way too much about Richard Speck. Way more than I wanted to learn about him. I'll just leave it at that. After you see it, you will know exactly what I mean. That's not mint. Is that mint? That's burdock root. There's mint over here somewhere. That's why we went here. I don't know where it is. That's not it. This might be it. Pick and examine herb. Wild mint. We need that. Mint Island. And Papa One continues, and I must add that while Jeffrey Dahmer did horrible things, I very much admire his father. While he hated the things Jeffrey had done, he never abandoned his son and truly loved him. Lionel Dahmer. Interesting, because usually there's no father figure or a weak father in the psychological makeup or the nature nurture situation of that type of criminal. Papa One says, may have made many mistakes as a parent, but he tried and took responsibility for his mistakes. And Serena says, starting tomorrow, I think I'll be busy doing Halloween stuff online and GTA. Uploading, can't wait. I can't wait either, Serena. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let's go get an alligator. I wonder if we can fast travel to St. Denis. We can fast travel off that island. We cannot. Roads it is. Why did we go to Rhodes? Well, friend, I'm glad you asked. Just so we could sort out our wardrobe. Weird. That's the only one we have. Why? How did that happen? Coat? No coat. Shirt collar open. Save outfit. Put outfit on horse. Okay.
Catalog's right here if you need it. Thanks for your assistance.
There's Lenny. I just profiled an NPC. I apologize. Have to make your own fun on this channel. I apologize, chat and algorithm. Are we getting an alligator, Mama One? Yes, we are. We'll get an alligator and then visit the old trapper in Saint Denis. And then we will wrap up this Red Dead weekend. Good old, what's going on over here? That's our good deed for the day. Mom once says, I enjoy the Sunday streams, but I get sad when it comes to an end. I always love your streams, Super Antonio. I appreciate that, Mom One. I really do. Let's go, boy. I didn't know that this was a girl, was a male. Guess we wasn't paying attention. Got any gators on this side? Three-star. Right in the schnoz. Did our horse just run away? That's not our horse. What's going on? I was playing a little Batman Arkham Knight because I had the idea of first-personing a Batmobile and just, tearing through Gotham. And interesting, you can't first-person inside the Batmobile. They haven't, they don't have like animations of like the Batmobile interior. So even if you're in first person as Bruce, once you jump in the Batmobile, it kicks you back into third. What's that about? Anyways, we're in Saint Denis now. But I miss Batman Arkham Knight. I don't remember the controls anymore. I'd be completely useless at it. It'll take me a couple gaming sessions to get my Batman reflexes back, and I would lose my Arthur reflexes. I love Saint Denis. I love the lights. Saint Denis at night. Bright lights, big city. And all that. Civilization. Look at that. Directly to the trapper without a map. What's that about? You can have that, squirrel, and I want to sell you a perfect alligator skin. You can have these squirrels too. No, I want to buy. The Alligator Ranch Cutter Saddle. Okay, let's go to stables. Excuse me. Now I'll show you my favorite alley in Saint Denis. I really wish we could eat at the Jade Dragon. I love this sign. Oops, sorry. I wanted to show that sign. It's the sign's fault. Excuse me. The Atlantic Electric Company. These are not neon signs. No, neon hasn't been invented yet. These are all incandescent. Pop One says, that makes me sad about the Batmobile. I bet the interior is cool. Yeah, I really wanted to see. It would have made great. It would have made a great short. Upgrade equipment. Saddles.
Real fine saddles here.
There we go. We might need some medicine. Horse meds. We're okay on apple. All right. We're back in Saint Denis. Hey, come here. Come here and say goodbye to the chat. Tell everyone to like and subscribe. She's very tired. She had a big day. At any rate, that's about all I have for you tonight, friends. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed our Red Dead weekend together. We shall return on Friday with Free Roam Fridays. Shout out to the mods, Miko Herptile and Serena and Mama One and Papa One, Callum. Thanks for all the hard work you do. Great talking to you, Curbs. Mr. Maddie. Who else was here? Cruz. Can't forget about Cruz, of course. At any rate, I appreciate all of you. We shall return on Friday. Thanks for watching. And